I can't get that jam out my head. Then here the story goes about an everyday man that head of state that part. And if you notice, a lot of times they was playing the song. They kept playing the same Jay-Z song on
Um,
there. Anyways, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Breaker Debates channel. This is episode 145. We're almost there to that 150 mark, which is a thumbs up for us here. Means we've been trying to stay consistent, and we've actually came out with enough content to get to 150. But anyways, I have with me here Miss Madam B, and we are, of course, going to be talking about our top 10 favorite fights from the Naruto anime. Now, granted, we're not talking about Naruto Shippuden. We're not talking about Boruto. We mean just the first season series of Naruto when he's a little kid. And I know this is a bit different, but we're trying to branch out and do other things outside of what we normally do. We talk branch out a little bit more to like video games and television shows and cartoons and comics and stuff like that. But aside from that, let's go ahead and get into this. Now, for those who don't know, Naruto is based off a manga called Naruto, and it's about this young kid who's grown up in this village known as the Hidden Leaf, who's trying to become a ninja. And in their society, ninjas are like the ultimate warriors. There are some that have powers, there are some that don't. And he wants to be like the best shinobi. And also, he's motivated to become the leader of that village as well, which is normally set aside for the most talented and most the best ninja, basically, or what they could call shinobi in the show. And of course, throughout the show, it is a bit of a learning arc. He's developing as a character. He's making friends. He's fighting enemies. The show is actually pretty funny, but it does have some really meaningful and emotionally impactful moments as well. And there's a lot of action in it as too. And that's where we're going to capitalize on the conversation of our topic of today, which is our favorite Naruto fights. Now, Manapee's kind of quiet over here, but
oh, I'm listening.
uh, I'm just messing with her. But we're gonna go ahead and I guess go ahead and get into this. Now, I was gonna start from my list from 10 to 1, but I guess it doesn't really matter as long as we do have a list. We're each gonna have 10 apiece, or around 10 apiece, but it's a good chance that some that I have she's gonna like, and some that she like I'm gonna like. So we're probably gonna have the same ones on the same list.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of significant fights, but there was like a lot of like kind of mediocre ones too. So I guess. But some of these fights, I will say, is like, yeah, we had to put them on the list. You know which one's the best ones. It's like, come on, don't do that. But anyways, I guess I'll start it off. And this is the only time I've ever like I would give her props. This is the only fight she actually did something meaningful, and the whole time was basically over a dude, and that was during the tuning exams when they were doing the fights.
Mm-hmm.
Ino versus Sakura.
I didn't get that one. It was because they was doing it over, dude.
Basically. But the only reason I put it on here because it was actually a pretty good fight, and that's the only time you've seen her character do anything that relevant in the entire series. She didn't go hard for no other. Not she didn't go hard for somebody trying to kill Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi. She didn't go hard for none of that, but she went that hard just to fight this girl that was her former friend, and they just basically stopped talking to each other because of a Sasuke.
Mm-hmm.
And Ino was kind of a douche because she did kind of talk down to her a little bit too. But I like that fight just because of that. That's like the only moment I can give her. Now, I will say Sakura did kind of step up in like two other fights, but she didn't do anything because she didn't. She doesn't have like powers like that. Remember when
But she can still fight though. But she just yells. She either calls out either Naruto or Sasuke, and that's it.
You say Sasuke, I'm gonna say sake, as in like the drink. Um, all right, so you saying that's she just gonna claim them for that, but okay. All right, so let me tell me this then. Well, what's one for you?
Hmm.
What's one of yours?
Uh, let's see. N- Um, I'm trying to see if I can say his name right. Saratobi versus Orochimaru.
The third Hokage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good fight too.
Hmm.
That was a real good fight, and I like that it showed. That's like the only time you see Saratobi doing it, like actually fight, because
And he
he
died.
dies. But it was actually a pretty good fight. I can say I like that one. It was actually enjoyable. He was kicking butt, and he did manage to disable Orochimaru.
Despite all the distractions coming at him from was it the first and the second Hokage,
Yeah,
even though they weren't real, but I did like that one because he had so many distractions before he was able to get to actually face Orochimaru.
and I like that fight too because it showed how badass Orochimaru was. I know he didn't do like a whole a hell of a ton of stuff.
Himself, he just had
Yeah,
others doing it.
and they were pretty much doing everything. So I did like that fight,
It was
honestly.
like you really got to see what Saratoga was about before he got killed.
And it was one of those. It's one of those fights where you like you see him go all out and stuff, and you see why he's an Hokage.
Hmm.
So I did. What did you like the monkey pole thing that they had?
The Emma,
Yeah,
whatever his name was, the
that
he turned himself into the yeah. I like that.
I thought it was kind of weird, but I also think it's kind of like a throwback to the Monkey King a little bit.
I don't see why he turned himself to a pole, but I guess they had their. I thought he was gonna try to, like when you summon, I thought, he was gonna, head rush him. I know he was gonna turn himself to a pole.
That was it. Shh. Pole turning jutsu. Boop. That is hilarious. Now, but Saratobi is beast. I would say that Saratobi is probably one of the most badass characters in Naruto, and it does suck that he does not like get like any more moments like that. Sure, there might be an episode here and there that kind of goes back to when they were younger or something. You might see something, but this is the only time you actually see him go ham like that. So, okay, all right, I'll give you that one. That was pretty cool. The next one is I got Choji versus Jirobo.
Dang it.
You got that one too?
Yeah.
I told you it's gonna crisscross. Now, for those who don't know, when the kids are looking for Sasuke, the Sound Four end up basically fighting each one of the kids, and the first one to step up to the plate is the fat guy named Jirobe who can kind of control like Earth based attacks was fighting Choji. I actually didn't think that was going to be a good fight. And I actually sat down and watched it. I was like, that was a pretty badass fight.
Hmm.
Choji came through, went ham. I like Jirobe's attacks. Like I'm always looking towards finding like different like type users, and he used Earth based attacks. And it was kind of interesting seeing how this like level 4 guy has to fight this like level 1 like half a
Hmm.
half a level kid and he gets beat.
I liked it because they always complain about what Choji eats and his weight, but when that time came, it was like he was like, "Well, my weight is gonna help me out." I
Mm-hmm.
like the expansion jutsu, and you know, I, I like except the end. He got hurt very bad,
What
but
did
he
you
bounced back though.
what did you think about the whole eating the pills?
That was cool. Big ass pills, but it was cool. It's like he had a limit, and he kept them so he wouldn't, try to.
And if you notice, a lot of the characters have like limit breakers. Think about it. Naruto has his limit breakers with the Nine Tails. Sasuke has his limit breaker with the Sharingan stuff.
Mm.
Uh, Rock Lee has his limit breaker with the gates. Choji, I guess now got the limit breaker because of those. Which I don't honestly think they bring back up ever again. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was actually pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's another one for you?
Uh, Neji versus Kidomaru.
That was the spider guy, right?
Yeah, the one who was shooting the webs.
Okay. In that same instance, Neji ends up fighting another one of the Sound Four, which is this guy that looks like a spider. And I liked it, but I thought it was a little bit slow paced.
Well, when I went back to actually look at it, and I was trying to think of a part. I was trying to see a part where maybe it got where Neji was actually tried to, when he came back and fought and won. But I guess I keep missing it because I know he was getting a lot from the spider, got a big spider and all them things being tossed at him. But somehow I forgot how he won. That's something.
He, I think he drew him in, because I know he uh he feigned getting killed because he let one of those arrows hit him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, now I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, how did he draw him in? Did he wait till he got close?
Because I know when after he entered his second stage, he was falling back, and it was the web was coming out of his mouth, and all of a sudden it let go, and he bit down, and it broke, and somehow it drew him back in, and then that was
Oh, I
it.
remember. I remember. He shot the arrow. It hit Neji because he let him hit it. It hit him,
Mhm.
but it had a webbing on it. Neji grabbed it and sent his shocker through it, and then it hit the guy, and it like messed up his insides. And then
Oh,
Neji went over there and finished him off. Like it's a good fight, and it's one of those fights where it took strategy. Like you saw more strategy than actually action.
hmm.
But I felt like it was a little slow paced. And the guy is a spider, so he doesn't. I can understand him kind of being a little bit sneaky with his attacks and stuff. And he's an interesting character, but I just kind of wish there was a little bit more to the fight because it's very slow paced.
Yeah.
But like I said, this is one of the fights that's like you rely actual strategy. That was one of the kickers for me. That he had to actually like strategize. Now the whole him sending the shocker through the web thing was kind of like I'm like, can he actually do that? Because I've never seen him do it before. But I thought that was actually an interesting thing, and him with the arrows and stuff was pretty cool. But you would think, with him got 6 legs or something, he like run over there with like six kunai and just start trying to stab at him or something. I don't know.
Well, somehow he lost.
I mean, explain. And it's like he did go out like a kind of like a chump, but he was kind of pushing old dude to the. I don't understand the whole thing where he knew where that blind spot was.
For
Remember, every time he did that spin attack, he said it was like a blind spot, like right here.
oh yeah,
It was a very small window, but I'm like, how in the hell would you have seen that? I can understand you'd be like, okay, from behind there's some kind of blind spot, but he knew he calculated like almost exactly what it was. I was like, it's so. I guess you got a better eye than I do. um, but okay. I say it was a little bit slow paced for me, but she liked it. Look, I got it too. Third Hokage versus Orochimaru. um, I did like the Naruto versus Neji,
okay.
and the reason why I liked it was because it was kind of like Neji was putting him down the whole time. So it's not only Naruto fighting him physically, but he also had to kind of prove it to himself and Neji that he wasn't just a loser. I like that.
I mean, kind of. They found it kind of hard to take Naruto seriously at times.
Hmm. And that's why I like this. I like that fight. And then, I'm sorry. I don't know why is I get in front of the freaking camera such a yawn. Jesus. But anyways, yeah. Back to what I was saying. Like I like that because it was like a character develop. It was character development for both characters. It was showing Naruto that yes, he can be better. He can be a better ninja, a better person. And they also showed Neji that even though you're basically like top dog, you know what I'm saying? You ain't necessarily destined to be top dog. Like he thought when he fought Naruto, he was just gonna beat him, and that was gonna be it. And then Naruto proved him wrong. And then if you realize that, Neji starts becoming a little bit more humbled. That's when I start liking this character. And that's kind of like the contrast you see with Neji and Sasuke, that they're kind of like the same person. Cause both of them, think about it. Cause Neji was high on himself, Sasuke was high on himself. Now they got very different reasons for being that way, but they kind of are. And plus, everybody says both of them, like in terms of like their fighting and stuff, they're both geniuses. Like they're both way above their years.
Oh, okay.
Which I would have actually liked to see them two fight. That would have been a pretty cool fight, actually. Go ahead. What's your next one?
Um, it was Kiba versus Sakan and Yukon.
Oh, the twins.
Yeah, it was kind of a. When I went back to watch it again, it was kind of a quick fight, but after so many hits that the twins gave him, I just liked when he merged with I'm trying to say
The dog.
yeah, I'm trying to say the name.
The dog. Oh, Akumaru.
Yeah, and made the two-headed wolf. I did like that. It kind of sped up my heart rate a little bit when I saw it. It was
Sped
like
up your heart rate.
Excite me.
Oh.
And it was very exciting. I was
excite you.
not really.
That's
not,
what you're saying.
No, not like that. It was
like it turned me on. Like it turned you on. What are you talking about? Go ahead. I'm messing with you. I'm sorry.
See, but you know what fight I'm talking about when they merged and the two-headed wolf and it was, he still got knocked back down, but
I thought them dudes were nasty. That was gross.
what?
That was a nasty. Them dudes were gross. I mean, it was interesting because they kept jumping in about each other's bodies and stuff, and that was like a great offensive defensive tactic. But it was like nasty. It was like your brother was staying inside your body. And y'all cool with that. It ain't like y'all were just like individuals walking everywhere and y'all was chilling. Then y'all got into a fight. Then y'all got together. It's like y'all literally like staying in each other.
Okay, and
it's like, ew. It's like, nah, buddy. I'm out here working. You got to get out my body and work too, man.
Okay.
Okay. Even though Cuba didn't technically beat him, it was
I know.
Yeah, it was old dude with the puppets. It was pretty cool how he killed him. Now I know you probably got this one too. Naruto versus Gaara.
Yeah. I was trying to remember all the details of that one.
Okay. I think this is before the sound. This is before.
Mm-hmm.
This is during the Chunin exams when Orochimaru's forces attacked, and
it was like after everybody had left the arena, they went into the woods, right?
Yeah, and so Tamari, old dude, and Gaara take off because Gaara's at this point about to snap. Because Sasuke wounded him, so the Shikaku's trying to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So he does come out, and it's a fight between Sasuke and Shikaku. Sasuke does kind of manage to stick in there, gets his butt kicked. Sakura doesn't do nothing except get caught and goes to sleep. And then, but then Naruto shows up. So you get two Jinchuriki fighting each other, And then it's pretty cool because it escalates to where Shukaku actually does come out of Gara,
Mhm.
and then Naruto manages to summon the Great Toad, the Grand Toad. What's the name? The Great Toad.
The big frog.
Yeah, I can't remember his name exactly at the moment, but he ends up summoning them. So it's like it goes from two Jinchuriki fighting to like this battle of these giant creatures. It's pretty like badass fight,
Mhm.
really badass actually, and it does show that Naruto do got them chops. And it kind of puts Sasuke in his place again because he think he better than Naruto, but Naruto ends up like,
Every time.
mm-hmm. I actually like that fight, and that's one of those fights. It's a developing moment for Gaara, because what happens after he gets beat? He starts reconsidering. He starts considering Naruto's words, and he starts to become humble a little bit more.
Like his friends, how they always looked out for him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you realize after that fight, what happened? He stopped talking about blood and all of this stuff, and the sand must be cleansed with the blood of my enemies. Stuff like, buddy, go sit down. It's your crazy self. But that's one reason I like. That's why I like that fight. Oh, you could have used this. I forgot to actually turn the AC on because I'm like, we're gonna be in this hot room. I can put the AC on, but you can have this fan. You can have it. But anyways, on to the next one.
Rock Lee versus Gara.
Oh, we already knew that was gonna be on the list because I got that on there. Yeah.
Now with me, when I saw it, I like I said, I had it in my notes. I didn't see it like as a battle, but it just showed what Rock Lee can do. It was very entertaining, to watch him move after he loses the leg weights and how like Gar is, taken aback and appalled.
That was a fast fight too.
Yeah.
Not like fast like it happened in one episode, but because of his abilities, it was like fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
Especially my favorite part is that part where he loses the weights,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's attacking Gara, and Gara don't know where he's coming from, and it's doing this really cool paneling around Gara while Lee is kept like disappearing and reappearing all around him and stuff.
Yeah.
So that is one of my favorites too. That is one of my favorites too. I really enjoy that fight. It's too bad you don't see Lee do nothing like that, I don't remember seeing him do that ever again.
Well, not that.
But then again, I didn't see all of Shippuden, so maybe we'll get it in there. But yeah, that right there was a pretty badass fight, and I guarantee you, if you go online and you look up top 10 best Naruto fights, that's gonna be one. That one's gonna be on there every time. And yes, and for those who don't know, yes, during the tuning exams, where all of the tuning or in fighting each other to determine who's gonna move on, yeah, Gara did end up fighting Rock Lee, and I wish Gara would have did a little bit more.
That's why I saying it wasn't really like a battle because he was just like he had him with the sand, and then he when he let go of his weights, and then all of a sudden hit the sand again.
This what it was. It was more. It wasn't like both were offensive and defensive. It was more like Gara was defensive, Lee was offensive. That's all you saw. Lee trying to throw an offense against his defense the whole time. But to Gara's credit, he is one of those characters like a defensive character, especially with the sand and stuff. And he wasn't used to fighting somebody like that. I mean, you know what I mean? Because every time you see Gara, nobody get back past his defenses. Sand kills him. That's how it was, pretty much, yeah, most of the time. But here you go, you got this actual character, and I like that because it did show Gara that his sand defenses weren't ain't the ultimate sand defense. You know what I mean?
Somebody asked a question. I saw it on a website. It was like, "Is Gara's nether regions protected by the sand?" Somebody was like, "That's an interesting question." And they had to. It was like, well, he does have the sand to cover his whole body, so like, yeah, I think his nether regions would be protected when he's in the sand.
Which is weird because like if somebody kicked him in the crotch, even though the sand would absorb the impact, wouldn't he still feel it?
So, yeah.
That's an interesting question. Weirdos. I'm just chilling. What's another one for you? Oh, did you say that?
Yeah, that was your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I got another one. Rock Lee versus Kimimaro. You got that too?
Yeah.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, after the Sound 4 taking Sasuke, one of Orochimaru's basically elite guys, Kimimaro, ends up basically intervening to stop Naruto and crew from getting to Sasuke again. And Rock Lee, who at this time has no, was it Gaara? No, it was Rock Lee first, then Gaara. Rock Lee at this time is actually healed after his fight with Gaara, and he comes in, steps in, he fights.
After
Naruto got beat.
Yeah.
I didn't like him I didn't like the fight with he had with Naruto. I thought that was lame. Because all it was he was just spinning and cutting clone Naruto. That was it. I was like, no. I was like, this sucks. But anyway, the Rock Lee fight is good because not only is it fast paced, he performed one of my favorite martial arts styles.
Mm-hmm.
That drunken boxing. I love that stuff. Drunk that sake, and then just started going at him like that. I like that stuff. That's one of my favorite fights because he did that. And again, it shows how badass Rock Lee is as a character, even though he wasn't trying to be.
Yeah.
Not and it's kind of cool too with Kimimaro because Kimimaro has the ability to manipulate his bones, so he's
he gets spitting out that.
I like every time Lee tried to hit him that he made the spikes grow out of him. Like I thought that was pretty cool too. Now I don't know if we should extend this to Gaara. Should I put Rock Lee and Gaara versus Kimimaro? Because Gaara did show up.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say Rock Lee and Gaara versus Kimimaro. Let me go ahead and write this on in this bad boy. Now, the other half of this fight, Gaara shows up when Kimimaro starts using the curse mark. Because at this point, Lee can't get past his defenses. So it's basically two characters with high defenses going against each other. Mm-hmm. And the fight with Gaara being in the fight, it's still not like actual fight. It's more of use of his abilities. Because he's not really like a close combat type character, but he does display a lot of great abilities, like what he did with the sand in the ground. He turned the dirt into sand, and then he turned around and used the big sand, whatever that was, that big tsunami of sand, and basically sand burial this whole area. And I'm surprised Kimimaro survived that. And it was kind of gross because you could see like the inside, like it took chunks out of him. I was like, ew. Like it was one part, it showed like the side of his face and like right here, it was a chunk of his skin missing. I was like, ugh. But then what did he do? Which it showed how badass Kimimaro was too, because he ended up doing that spike force thing. Mm-hmm. And he almost killed them two actually. But I'm glad, I'm not saying glad he died, but he ended up dying due to AIDS. I don't know.
AIDS?
Whatever sickness he had. They don't never specify what kind of sickness it is. But yeah, that's what took him out of. Even though it was a pretty cool fight. So what's on the next one?
Sasuke versus Naruto.
I was hoping that was gonna be the last one, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Now, for those of you who love watching rivals battle, because those are always the best battles, in Dragon Ball Z, Goku versus Vegeta, all their fights are epic. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugi versus Kaiba, and to be more specific, the Grand Coliseum fight, when it was on top of that tower, and they had the Egyptian God cards, best freaking fight. But anyways, we're getting lost. See, just getting
Yeah.
hyped. Uh, but anyways, yeah, if anyone you guys just loves rivals fighting each other, this is definitely the sequence because it's it's basically it's not even friend against friend at this point.
Right.
It's brother against brother. These two are like brothers, even though they are rivals, and each one has a specific reason for doing what they're doing. And in the anime and in the manga, Sasuke is basically going to try to be an apprentice under Orochimaru, which that whole season was about them trying to stop him from going there because they didn't want him the defect. So after everything's been said and done, they done took out the sound for and everything. Naruto managed to catch up with Sasuke, and they had their battle. And it's a great fight because it is emotional. It does have weight to it. It has depth to it, and you can see that this is actually affecting both of these characters emotionally.
Right.
Because even though Sasuke doesn't want to admit it, he doesn't want to kill. He doesn't want to kill Naruto. He's, he actually sees Naruto as a brother, but he also does acknowledges that he feels like Naruto surpassing him. Don't that sound like somebody we know, Vegeta? um, and then of course Naruto is he doesn't want to stop. He wants to get Sasuke back because they're friends. But it's good because the fight they're both stepping their game up.
Mm-hmm.
When Naruto is fighting Sasuke, Sasuke ends up kind of getting the upper hand. Then Naruto ends up getting the nine tails, and then Sasuke ends up unlocking the second level to his eyes, and then Naruto ends up invoking the power of the nine tails again, this time with all of the chakra and everything. And the only
I
way,
like that part.
yeah, the only way Sasuke can kind of combat that is because he ends up invoking the curse mark, like the full curse mark. When he had the hands come on his back,
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah. Now I did like that fight. That the part where he Naruto ends up with the with the chakra that version of him.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that one because the whole time Sasuke was on the
The
defense.
the chakra around the fox, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I like that because he was defensive and it showed how like diverse his Naruto's abilities are. Like what was it? He stretched the chakra out with the arms and everything.
Mm.
Then he summoned the big whirlpool or whatever that was. So I actually thought that was pretty epic too. It was pretty cool. And then there was like two or three times he almost killed Naruto.
A couple of times.
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody, I'm talking. Oh, that's KP. I have to talk to him a little bit. But yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. But what are your thoughts about it? The fight.
It was awesome. I liked it. I mean,
I'm messing
you
with
had to
you.
be
Not
there to
messing
see
with
it.
you. You had to be there to see it.
I
I get.
didn't write this one down. I supposed to only had 8, but I did like Shikamaru and the girls' 3 minions. Taiga.
Oh, the
Her
one with
name.
that flute.
Yeah.
I did not like. It's not her. I didn't like. I don't like. I like Shikamaru because he's one of my favorite characters. But he's a strategy character. Like when he gets into a fight, he can't do nothing. All he can do is like try to get you from way back when, and I don't like that about his character. That's why
No, he's the one that does the shadow. Yeah. I mean, it was interesting because he basically had what?
it was strategy.
Yeah,
The whole time it was strategy.
three big, three big dudes rushing at him, and then they would go by the sound of the flute. How he caught the flute thing was kind of like you said strategy. You know how he manipulated how she used the flute and stuff like that. It was cool.
And I'm gonna say this now. Look, it's just like Naruto for the chick. other group had the lamest powers. I'm sorry.
A flute.
Like all the girls almost have like the lamest abilities. Sakura don't got no abilities. She can do mind control basically, or mind transfer. Uh, what's that one girl with the buns in her head? The one that's on Lee's team. She uses like weapons. She's like a weapon specialist. Um, who else? Was Tamari? No, Tamari got a really badass power. Tsunade got an awesome power. What's the chick with the red eyes? She don't. I don't know what she don't do nothing. I think she did. I think she does genjutsu, but yeah, right. I don't. She don't. Man, all the chicks on the show got almost all the chicks on the show got lame powers. I don't like that.
I mean, if you want to do the last one, because I don't have one for my last one.
Oh, okay. I got Tsunade and Jiraiya versus Orochimaru.
Okay.
That's one of my the whole what are they called the legendary signing battle.
Old lady Sonata.
So Jiraiya at this point after Orochimaru attacks the Hidden Leaf village, he finally and this is after the third Hokage died. So at first,
I thought he was the fourth because ain't she the fifth?
no, she's the
Fifth.
no, she's the fourth.
Really?
Yeah. Third, yeah. Look, I even wrote it down. Third Hokage versus Orochimaru. This is a long time ago. But anyways, so Jiraiya ends up fighting Orochimaru first, and at this point, Orochimaru doesn't have the use of his arms, but he's still like a solid combatant, even without his arms. As well as after he kind of gets a bit disabled, then Tsunade ends up fighting Orochimaru. Now, in between that, they all summon their animals. Chief Toad, that's what it's called. That's what it's called. Jiraiya summons Chief Toad.
Want to just go ahead and admit that you were wrong?
Okay, what is it then? That's Tsunade.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Tsunade.
Yes, you was. You was like Tsunade was the fourth Hokage.
No, when you said that, I thought you were talking about the third Hokage was the fourth Hokage. That's what I thought.
No.
See, you trying to mix me up.
No.
They gonna try to set me up for the fall.
No, but when you said Saratobi was the third Hokage.
Yo, that's what I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying
what you got on there?
third Hokage. No, I wasn't. When you said it, I thought you were saying that I said Saratobi was the third one. He's supposed to be the fourth one. That's why I was like, no, he's the third one. I thought you was talking about him.
Okay, who's the fourth Hokage?
Tsunade.
You just read it.
No, I already know that because I know who the fifth Hokage is. I ain't gonna say who, but
Okay, I'm kind of confused right now.
no. When you brought that up, I didn't realize you were talking about her. I thought you was talking about him. That's why I said that.
Okay.
So we confused each other.
No, I think you're confused right now.
Anyway,
Okay.
I'm not gonna say no Hokage. I'm just gonna say
No,
the
okay.
names.
It's asking me two questions.
Huh?
Who was the third Hokage?
Saratobi. Wow. But anyways, in the fight, what makes the fight cool because it shows all of them just kicking, fighting, and it's not only you see the Sana themselves fight, you see the giant creatures fight too. Tsunade summons the slug, Jiraiya summons the big toad, and Orochimaru can't summon, but what's that guy that's with him with the glasses?
Kabuto?
Yeah, Kabuto ends up summoning the giant snake, and then they actually get into a fight. So that was pretty cool too. And then you get the chance to see one of the best ass whoopings in the show, and that's when Tsunade kicks Orochimaru's ass. Like I'm talking, like she opened up that can of whoop ass. And when I say can of whoop ass, I mean that can like that big can they sell at like Walmart. That's like $11. When a normal can would be like 7, but it'd be like this small. She opened up a can of whoop ass on him. That's like one of the best ass whoopers I've ever seen. But and that's why I like that fight so much because the Sonnen actually go all out or against each go all out. Their summonings go all out, and then at the end you got this really badass fight between Tsunade and Orochimaru. And like I said, it shows how badass Orochimaru is, even without his arms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look at that 4-4 Kage. Just sharp teeth.
No. No, you got that wrong. Do they just skip a number, or do they go 1, 2, 3, 4?
1, 2, 3, 4. The guy in the red was the first one. The guy in the blue is the second one. Sarutobi is the third one. And no. Sarutobi is the third one. Naruto's dad is the fourth one. And then she's the fifth one. So you got that wrong.
But still, you said Tsunade was the fourth.
I was going off what you said.
I'm like, I finally got you. I got you. Because I'm looking it up. I'm like, I know I'm not wrong.
But you didn't even say it.
But still, I know I wasn't wrong. Okay. I did say that Tsunade was the fifth one.
No, you said fourth.
No, I said fifth.
No, you said
I may
fourth.
have a list, but it's not that bad.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to go back and rewind this. But anyways, yeah, that's why I really like that fight. I thought it was actually pretty cool. Are there any honorable mentions?
I got sidetracked.
Wow. Well, I don't really, outside of those, I don't really have any more. Have any.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to count that fight between Iruka and that other guy, the dude that was his friend, but Naruto beat him up at the beginning of the anime, and we just got through watching it. He turned into that cat.
Mm.
But that was kind of a stupid, slow fight too.
I mean, I don't know. This wasn't like really it was started out as a fight, but I did like it when the first time when Naruto he didn't know what was happening and the nine tails just kind of came out when they was in the mirrors, him and Sasuke.
Oh, what, with Haku?
Yeah, I did like that.
Hey, that
I
was
really
pretty.
thought something was gonna happen. I was like, come on! I really thought something was gonna happen, and then
Nothing. Nothing happened. Look, I like because Zabuza is one of my favorite characters in the anime. Problem with that is the fight wasn't like a fight. It was too slow paced. Because I explained didn't I explain in the call? I was like, well, he shows up, him and Kakashi kind of fight, but it's actually him just skulking around. They kind of get into it. Kakashi shotguns his ass. Zabuza's out. Then he comes back. Then there's kind of this moment where he's fighting Kakashi, but it isn't like you're watching them actually fight. You're more focused on what's going on with Haku versus Naruto and Sasuke. And then the mercenary guys show up. And it's like there was not like an actual fight.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the gist of it. And then the rest of the shooting exams, the fights weren't. I mean, I guess you could say the fight between Naruto and Kiba was pretty cool because Kiba was whooping his ass the whole time. But I guess.
Or with you did say Hanada and
Neji. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
And that was the first time. That's one of the few times you see. I don't say a few times. That's one of the times you see her actually step out of her shell and go ham. Which Hanada is awesome. She is leagues better than Sakura.
Yeah. At the end of the what? How many seasons was it?
I think it's like 5 or 6.
Yeah, 6 seasons. She did start to come out a little bit more because she didn't want to be known as like just sitting back and being scared.
She didn't want to be known as Sakura.
Yeah.
What was the fight between Naruto and Remember when Naruto, or no, Sasuke was out, or was it Naruto got knocked out? I think it was. I think Naruto got knocked out, Sasuke got knocked out, and then Sakura had to protect them both from them wind guys. The guys that were shooting the wind out their hands, like that one. And then Sasuke like woke up. No, in fact, because all of the other characters came in and got their ass whooped, and then Sasuke finally woke up and he had the curse mark on him. Then he broke that guy's arms. And I would say I would have put this on the list because it is awesome. It's just not an awesome fight. The one where the guys tried to jump Gara with the umbrellas, and he killed him. That was hilarious. That was just hilarious. That was gold. But anyways, guys, you've heard our top 10 Naruto fights, whether they're individual.
And also a debate between a third, fourth, and fifth Hokage. I know I got one of them right, and he didn't.
The only thing you got right is putting them in order 3, 4, 5. But anyways, thank you guys for watching our video. In the comment section below, let us know what your top fights were, and if you agree with our points about the fights that we did list as well. Be sure to stay tuned on Thursdays for more videos. Be sure to also hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what's going on this channel. And we'll catch you guys until the next video.